welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So, do I have something delicious today for us to try out? We're gonna make Orzo Risotto with chicken and spinach. So I've seen a number of dishes that just have the risotto, but I thought, why not make this kind of one meal and we can add spinach, and I'm gonna actually serve it with a small side salad, but at least it's a dish that if you wanted to, you could eat really kind of by itself. So I have my stove that's already warmed up for me, so we wouldn't have to wait too long. I'm gonna cook the chicken first. So what I've done is I've actually cut up chicken breasts in pieces. I'm just gonna put enough of this to cover the bottom. I'm going to add my onion actually to this, just a little bit because I just want it for flavor. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic. Okay, and we're going to actually add the garlic for a little later on as well. Okay, so I'm going to get this started here. Let's put this over here, get it out of the way. I'm going to go on and get this started. So again, it's kind of interesting. I try to heat up the stove a little bit so it doesn't take too long. All right, so really I like to just get the onion kind of caramelized a little bit. It's looking pretty. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on down, I'm gonna add my chicken breast, okay? So I've cut these up in pieces. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put this aside once it's cooked. And we're going to then add we're going to make a risotto and we're going to add it to the risotto. So cooking this nicely. I've got this really kind of on a medium heat. And I might turn it up just a little bit. I'm going to add some seasonings for my chicken. So kind of a nice generous helping of pepper. Again, one of those situations where we're not measuring it out, you know, just kind of enough sprinkled evenly, kind of all over. All right. All right. This is kind of, as you probably recall, a number of dishes that I've made for you in the past. This is kind of like a staple for me, right? Because I don't eat red meat, I do eat a lot of poultry and I try to eat even more seafood. But yeah, I do tend to find a lot of times I've got the chicken going, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of let that do its thing here. And it's almost done actually, not some of it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just, for sake of time, I'm going to just stop the video here so I can let this cook, and you're going to want to obviously let it cook thoroughly. Then we'll come back. Once it's cooked, then we're going to move on to the risotto. So let's let this do its thing. We'll come right back. Okay, so the chicken is cooked. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just move this to the back. Sorry about that, folks. Thank goodness I have multiple spoons. So we've got another one over here. All right, so next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to work on the risotto. And I'm going to start by putting olive oil in the base of the pan. I'm going to add butter. Okay, and of course I'm going to put all of these things on the website, on the YouTube description for you. So kind of once I melt that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my risotto and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm basically going to brown the risotto, okay, in this mixture here. So just going to move it around, brown it sort of like. I still have my heat kind of on medium heat. So once I kind of get this browned a little bit, as I move it around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to then add some onion. And I've chopped up my onion nicely. Then I'm going to add some garlic. And then once I get all of that, then I'm going to start adding my chicken broth. Okay? So this is looking good. It's browning. Looks good, looks good. And I'm going to show it to you just so you have an idea. Because, you know, this is, we're browning it now, but, you know, it's got to cook within this sauce too. And we're going to put the chicken broth in a little at a time because we want it to absorb. So I'm going to put like a cup in, half a cup, and then another half a cup. All right, so just kind of let you see that. Kind of just browned a little bit there. It almost looks like rice pilaf. Is kind of what it looks like right there. Okay? All right, so we got that going. To that, we're going to go in and add our chopped onion. Okay, just finely chopped onion. And then I'm going to stir that around, cook that a little bit. And we're going to also add some more garlic. Okay. Smelling good, by the way. Little by little. You don't want to burn it. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. I had it on medium, but that was getting a little bit too much heat for my risotto here. Or my orzo, I should say. Okay? Stirring it, stirring it. Because the last thing you want to do is to burn any of this good stuff. All right, now to this, and I'm going to take it off the heat for right now because it's nice and warm. I'm going to put it back over there in a second. I'm going to add, and this is optional, but this is just a 1/4 cup of dry white wine. Okay, just adds a whole nother flavor to it. Gonna mix that in. Oh boy, does it smell good. Smells delicious. Okay, move that around. I'm gonna go in and put it back on the heat, and I needed to let that. Okay, it's still kind of high, so let's take that down a notch. Okay. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding our chicken broth. So I've got 2 cups. I'm going to put in just a cup. We're going to do it gradually. And I'm going to stir it. Okay, and I'm going to, now we can turn the heat back up a little bit more because basically I want the chicken broth to be absorbed completely by the orzo. This is now where the orzo starts to get puffy. Okay. So we're going to turn the heat up a little bit more. Looking good. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my other stuff in line while that simmers a little bit, okay? So again, I've got my medium heat. I've got this over here. I've got some black pepper. We're going to go in and put that black pepper in there. Okay. Stir that around. Okay, still simmering nicely. And then actually, by the time I get this absorbed and before I put any more chicken broth in, I cut up some spinach, and so we're going to add that. So that'll, again, we want it to make this like a complete meal. And then the last thing I'm going to add, I'm going to put the chicken, mix that in with everything. And then we're going to top that with parsley and grated Parmesan cheese. Okay? I hope you're getting as excited about this as I am. So again, this is still boiling. I'll let you see it. You know, see, it's coming along. So we've got to keep it on the heat a little longer. Okay? And I have quite a bit of chicken over there. What I did was I actually had about 2.5 pieces of breast. So that's going to be quite a bit for this. What I'm likely going to do is I'm going to put enough in here, about the equivalent of 2 pieces of breast. And I'm going to save the others because guess what? There's going to be something else that I'm going to need some grilled chicken for. That I'm going to absolutely take that and use it. Okay, so here again, I need to make sure the heat's down well enough. You can see it's getting delicious. Okay, it's looking delicious, looking delicious. Okay, I'm not ready to add the additional broth yet because it's still juicy. I don't want it too juicy. All right, so while that's doing its thing though, I am going to go on and add my spinach, okay? So I've cut up some spinach, and really I used about kind of a handful of spinach. We're going to just stir that around, and I'm going to go on and add some more broth because I can tell that it's sticking a little bit, and we don't want that. Okay? We do not want to mess up this masterpiece that we have here. Okay. I would say I'm not going to add too much chicken broth, to be honest with you. So that would have been, what I put in now is about 1.5 cups. It's looking good. I'm going to show you this, and I'm going to also put the chicken in. So look at this. See, this is looking delicious, delicious, delicious. All right. Got to let the water evaporate some more without letting it stick. That's the trick with the orzo. Looks good. You don't want to rush it. Okay. If you rush it, you're going to be in trouble because you're going to burn your orzo. So you can see I'm constantly turning. I don't think I've really kind of stopped turning this yet. So while it's still looking delicious, it's coming along, I'm going to start adding some of the chicken. Okay? Add a little more broth. Because I still want to cook it a little longer. So you got to keep that water in there, or that liquid in there. All right, now I'm going to go in and add some of the chicken to it. I have so much chicken, like I said, I will likely use about the equivalent of about two breasts. I had a little bit more. Okay, going to mix that up there together. It's looking delicious, of course. Yeah, I am not going to put any more chicken broth in here because this is good enough. I'm going to let this just kind of work itself out. Then we're going to be adding the good stuff here in a second. So here again, I want you to get a look for consistency. Okay. Delicious. As you can imagine, this is dinner for tonight. I'm hungry, my husband's hungry, and I'm doing a cooking show. I had to make sure this is one of those, most times I do the taping of the cooking shows on the weekend. And this is a weeknight, so I've worked all day, just like most of you, and now I'm coming to do a cooking show. My husband is hungry, I'm hungry. Okay, this is looking good. I'm going to go on and add the other ingredients now, because this just has to sit a little bit more, and this is like really done. So I'm adding parsley, okay? And the nice thing is that, I already had some green in there because I had the spinach. And we know why we did the spinach, so that it could, you know, be a complete meal. All right. Just going to use the rest of the parsley. And now for the final ingredient, we're going to add the grated Parmesan cheese. And then you're going to see the gooey stuff going on. Okay? Got a nice amount of grated cheese. Okay, I'm going to take this off the heat for a bit because I want to make sure it's not overcooking. Okay? This is where you have to just kind of watch things, time things. Ooh, this smells so good and it looks so good and I can't wait. All right, this is what I call ready to eat. So we're going to serve this with a salad. And I'm going to give you a look at it. And of course, I'll take a picture. But this is your Orzo Risotto with chicken breast and spinach. Delicious, delicious, delicious. All right, so I'll take a picture. It's too hot for me to taste it right now. We've got the heat off. We're going to go and have a good dinner. You all have a great rest of the day and enjoy. Bye-bye.